Hello guys, Flexile here. I was holding myself back from creating a YouTube channel for a few years actually, and finally there's a good reason to do it. Well, I'm still a little bit shocked that I won something in a remix contest. And you guys asked me to show the insides of the project, so here we are. So as you guys love the drums, let me show you how it's done, starting from the kick. So as you can see, just one sample, no complex layering, transient shaper to just boost a little bit of attack, sound goodizer, it's just, this plugin is the best, it's the best in the world. So give me just a few seconds to show you how it's actually working. So there's a plugin called Maximus, it's a multi-band compressor, also from FL Studio, default plugins. And here in preset section you can see it has sound goodizer presets. So for example, I'm using A for my kick. As you can see, it's boosting lows for about 6 dB, so a lot, and a little bit of highs. So for the kick, what it's doing is adding body for the kick and just a little bit sharpness, exactly what I need. And for the vocals, I'll show you later, I'm using preset C. So it's boosting high end, a little bit of mid, and a little bit less on the low end, so like boosting pretty much everything. Let me show you how it sounds without processing. So good by itself, but with processing, just a little bit more sharp, a little bit more loud, and it goes to bass compressor, but it's not doing anything. I think just, a little bit more loud. Yeah, as to my ears, it's just a little bit loud. Clap is actually quite a few layers here, and each one doing its job, not like random layers. So this obviously just some reverse clap. This one is like main tone of the clap. It's bright, it's crisp, it's sharp, exactly what I need. Not much low end. Those two are more white, like to create a little bit more stereo field. This one, was a tail, and this is mono snare. So all together it just fills up a lot of frequency spectrum and sounds cool together with the kick. So moving on, let me just show you the intro, the chords. I can maybe show you the preset. I don't think I changed it. It's a repro VST. Yeah. So yeah, this preset. Again, as you can see, I turned off all the processing and just cut in a little bit of flows. And as you can hear, I changed the chord progression, so I had to make my own vocoder layer because obviously I wasn't able to use stems. So it starts here, and I used the vocal synth too for it. I think I just randomly turned on some of these like elements. So yeah, now it fits my chords. It sounds cool together. In the intro I have this like hard beat kick. So it's just some introduction to the drums. And the melody of it, I think it's just subtle details, but I have to say, it just sounds good with the vocals, So each word has its own kick. Not all the words, but So now we're switching pretty heavy to the aim and break style part. I know this sample is really overused. You can hear it in tons of EDM tracks. But I just thought it sounds good, so here we are, using it. It's also layered with like old drum and bass library. It has a similar loop. Also kick here just to boost existing kicks. And it's all filtered. Some distortion also. As you can see, I just turned up the drive a bit. It just tightens up the sound. And simple on, just simply filtering it during the build-up. So as you can see, I like to structure my project as minimalistic as possible. So what I'm doing, I'm creating one pattern and I have everything in it. So I have my super source here, another source, here is the arpeggio, the piano, the re-slow pad, sounds like this. So, piano, arpeggio, another super source. So all in one pattern, and I don't have to like spread it out and make crazy like 100 channel project. I just hate doing this. So let me show you what's in there. I think for most people, they don't even hear this in the track. Oh, let's turn it down. Thankfully sound still plays. So let me just make it solo. Where are you? Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure not everyone catched this in the actual track. But you know, it creates some kind of magical feel to it and I loved it. So build up is actually pretty simple. So we have snare rolls here. Like as basic as it can be. Everything is automated with Endless Smile on the master, but it's turned off now just to save some CPU. I'll show you later. And for the vocals, I have this little altar boy plugin. It's doing some weird stuff to it, but I loved how it changed the shape of the sound. So moving on to the drop. So one secret here is this pre-shifted noise. Let me just show you how the kick sounds with the sample. And without. So for me it's a big difference, it always helps with the kick. That's how it sounds. You can do this for your track and you'll see the difference immediately. What else I have? The mallets. So pretty simple, just one layer of mallets for the start of the drop. It's from Serum, it's in hacker.com, you can get this exact same pack, I think it's free. I didn't change the preset at all, I think, maybe, yeah. So it's just simple mallets. This kind of melody just popped out in my head and I built the whole song around this. So moving on to the bass line, as you can see, another big pattern, just one pattern for the whole bass line. Here I have, as for the MIDI pattern of it, I think it's just doubling what chords have. So tan 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 tan, yeah. Same goes for the bass line. That's kind of a trick, if you can call this a trick. Here are just simple plug synths. Just reminding you sort of about the melody. Yeah, so moving on. Here we have pretty much the same mallets, but with another layer. Yeah, so I just, you know, copied this and raised by an octave, just to, you know, make the second half of the drop a little bit more like packed with sounds. If you could Yeah, as you can see, just those two. That's it. Then I'm doing this like reversed reverb trick. It's pretty easy to do. Let me show you. Pretty much any reverb can work, and you just automate the mix. Basic trick, but it just works well, so why not? Let's see what we got next. Oh, the drum loop. So I'm not a fan of creating like my own percussion loops. I know maybe it's bad to say, but you know, it's saving me so much time to just grab some top loop and use it. It sounds basic, but it sounds right. So why not to just save, you know, 1 hour or more work if you can just drag and drop this. That's how it sounds in the mix. As you can see, it's just, you know, the whole difference basically in the drums is this drum loop in the second half of the drop. So yeah, here is the bridge section. As you can see, it has just the stems and just some of my drums here. This section is like kind of showing respect for the original track, for the original progression, and it's also cool for the listener, you know, for the ears, to just switch to something new. I don't know, I loved it. These guitars are just amazing, so I just had to use it somewhere. I wasn't able to use it anywhere else because I changed the progression, as I said. But you know, it's just for a few. Just walk away, you make me honest. Here's pretty much the same going on. Walk away, just walk away, walk away. If you could just walk away. Yeah, the same stuff. Second drop is basically the same technique, but I just have a little bit more layers, and to make a little bit more variation, I added a little bit more of the high notes to the melodies. You can check this. You know? Yeah, second layer. It's absolutely the same MIDI. And just more of the bass notes, just, you know, to bring some difference. Oh, this vocal chops, maybe I show you. Yeah, so I just chopped this part, copy this, and for next notes, I just pitched it up and down, I think. I guess that's all the difference, and I just have this like extra part in the drop in the end with some extra chords, just, you know, to make a climax for the song. Yeah, this was new chords for the last part. Again, simple soul chords, nothing crazy. Maybe a quick review of the mixing process. So it's again pretty simple. As you can see, for the kick I showed you hi-hats, just no low end, clap, no low end, a little bit increasing of sharpness. Again, transient shaper, but not in a way everyone is using it. I think you need to lower the attack for the clap to make it fit with the kick. So the transient of the kick is not interfering with transient of the clap. So that's why I'm using transient shaper in left position. Yeah, again, sound goodizer for the bass, preset C, boosting everything. Yeah, boosting the mid frequency a little bit, drop plugs, again, just widening it and adding reverb. No like crazy plugins that you never saw, you know, secret stuff, just basic EQ. I'm trying to keep it all the stock plugins, just exception of the reverb. Valhalla is just really good. So for the vocals, again, it was processed, so I just have some sanguinizer, boosting it a little bit more. And that's pretty much it, just maybe taming some excess high-end melodies. Again, widening, reverb, limiter, because it was jumping up in volume a little bit. Yeah, I think that's it. Everything else is just simple low cut. And for the source, I have OTT, obviously, and some of EQ. What I got here, probably just dimension expander. Oh no, flanger and phaser. So as I see it, it's pretty basic. Everything you can wide, you wide. Everything you should put in mono, you put in mono. Let me just show you how I did that. So moving on to the mastering chain. Low cut. This low cut, and basically you can't hear it even in headphones. I know I saw a lot of videos where people like turning it on and say, oh, big difference. Yeah, don't lie, please. No one can hear this. This is mostly for the big sound systems on like EDM festivals for 10,000 people, just to make sure you don't have this like super low-end frequencies that will overheat the speakers. And now this plugin is just magic, you know, it's simple. So what it does, it just makes everything mono below the position you set, and everything else you can make it a little bit more stereo. So 110 is the number, I think, where all your kick and bass frequencies are located. So you just making sure it's mono, and you pretty much don't care what you did here in the mix. Just make sure you don't put like stereo shaper on your kick like that. It won't help fix it. So FabFilter Saturn is just a cool plugin. I have, as you can see, it does nothing for the low frequencies, again 110 Hz. And for the high frequencies, I have this like a little bit of boost. I actually don't love how it saturates the sound, but this EQ, tone EQ, is just amazing. Again, it's just subtle. So Endless Smile, it's for the build-ups. And Mastering Processor from T-Rex. Again, as you can see, I just pushed up the volume knob to bring it to the level I want, and add a little bit of width to it. I just love white sound. Then I realized it's a little bit sharp and hurts my ears, so I used multiband compressor. It just taming a little bit of these high-end frequencies. And Fruity Balance is plugin for automating volume. I'm automating it here, just so the song ends where I want it to end. Guys, this is my first YouTube video. I'm still a bit shy on camera, and that's why I'm not recording myself. And actually, I have no one here to speak English to, so my accent is pretty bad, I suppose. But, you know, I'm producing for 10 years, 7 years professionally. Trust me, I have a lot of information for you, some useful stuff, some secrets. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hit subscribe, hit like. So stay here. That's it for now. Bye.